All right, we are back and we are ready. We have everything that we need to defeat Catalina and finish this mission off. So let's get this started. We were fully armored up too, bought some armor. Shit! We are not off to a good start. We don't even need to kill those guys. Hold on, they have machine guns. We don't need to kill them. There we go. Bam. We got our bulletproof Patriot right outside. The only thing we need to do is just keep a cool head throughout most of this, and we should be just fine. Unless they got rid of our... No, they did not. Okay, here we go. Let's go. All right, all right, all right. I don't think this is why the developers gave me the bulletproof Patriot, but I'm glad that they did. So let's go ahead and let's finish this. This is gonna be possibly a slam dunk in terms of what's what I'm looking for? Just doing the mission. This should be a slam dunk because we should be. I don't know if we're immune to explosions. I didn't try that yet. I think I should have, honestly, so I wouldn't be. So I won't play this so confidently. But I know we're bulletproof, so let's see if we can get this done, man. Like, I am not in any way, shape, or form worried about, you know, M16s or anything like that. The only thing we have to watch out for is specifically the explosions. That is it. That's all we really have to wait for. Here we go. This is it, man. We're gonna finish it off. Hold on. Yeah, finish this off. Right here. I'm nervous. There we go. They know they can't get me. They have to snatch me out. Nah, buddy. Here, we'll take their machine guns though. All right, here we go. It's gonna move slow. Here we go. Woo! What, y'all running out of ammo? Yeah, I'll take that. I still want to take these guys out that are up top, though. Just in case we have to get out of our vehicle. We don't want them shooting us. Because we have to get out of our vehicle to get the rocket launcher. We don't want those guys shooting us. There we go. Oh, bulletproof Patriot. Oh, black smoke. I hate it. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Get it airborne. Whoa! It was bulletproof. What the fuck? Oh, dude, I'm in the corner. Was it just on fire? Was that crazy? Was my shit just on fire? Okay, let me get out. Nah, homie. Okay. Hold on. Oh, almost shot home chick. Got him. Got him. I don't trust this corner here. Knowing the developers, bro. Okay, here we go. This is it. Now she's gonna make another run, and when she does, she's gonna shoot rockets directly at me. So let me just go get behind this corner real quick. Got it! we done? But are we donezo? Are we donezo? Bro, are we donezo? Woo! Come on!
Residents in Cedar Grove have been coming to terms with the emotional aftermath of a full-blown war that hit the area yesterday.
He's still alive.
Local resident Clive Denver described to police a single gunman that he saw fleeing the scene with a dark-haired woman.
Oh, we're gonna have such fun, cause you know, I love you. I really do, cause you're such a big, strong man, and that's just what I need. Anyway, what was I saying? I forget, but you know what it's like, don't you?
The sound of explosions shook nearby homes.
No, bro, you're the reason why all this shit happened.
Panic as gunfire was exchanged between ground forces and a helicopter circling the dam.
Yeah, we got a good view from down here in the gardens. When the copter finally got taken out, better than the fireworks on the 4th of July.
With the death toll already over 20, police are still finding bodies. There have been no official denials concerning rumors that the dead were members of the Colombian cartel, and still no leads as to the cause of the massacre.
I broke a nail and my hair is ruined. I mean, can you believe it? This one cost me $50.
And the last enemy shall be destroyed. Well, all right then. Okay. All right, we are back. I just wanted to just kind of reset my system. It looked like it was running slow, so I want to give you guys one of the best, post-credit reviews I can give. All right, cool. Volume's turned down. I want you to make sure you guys can hear me just fine, because I have a lot to talk about. All right, so cool. So Grand Theft, right? This game doesn't really give me the funfare and the sense of accomplishment that I wish I would have had upon beating the game. These are my first impressions upon beating it and seeing the credits. Unfortunately, I didn't have as much fun with the end of the game as I did in the very beginning. This has nothing to do with the protagonist being silent or, the bad writing or anything like that. I feel like the game is written very well, and having a silent protagonist doesn't take away from the game. However, in the very beginning parts of the game, the mission structures, I wouldn't say were simple, but I liked the way that they were structured. All the way up until, the fact that Home Chick pretty much told my boss that we were a thing, we were a sexual thing, and got us, got both me and her pretty much ostracized. And then going over to the next island where we worked with the Asian Yakuza chick. Like, all that stuff was fine. I really enjoyed that. It's just, unfortunately, with these last, I would say, 6 or 7 missions, starting with that one guy, starts with a D, forgot his name, Donald or whatever. The game, for me, started to get arbitrarily hard. Not challenging, but just arbitrarily difficult. You know what I mean? Where it's based on driving long distances. And very precise movements and moments, and that, if you mess up one small thing during the mission, the entire thing's gonna be like, you have to go all the way back to the main island or reload it, and then drive all the way back to to the mission structure, and then drive all the way to where you need to do the mission, just for one thing to go wrong again, only for you to reload. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I don't like the way the game flows too well, and that's kind of one of the things that does take away from the game for me. Is I wish the game had like better flow. In the very beginning, you stay on one island, so there's really not much driving going back and forth between missions, even if you were to fail them, so it didn't really feel too bad. But as the game goes on and expands outward, it then tells you to go everywhere for missions, and that is good. I like that, but it didn't particularly hit the way it was supposed to, and it felt like the game was more or less trying to either bloat its runtime or I don't know. It felt like it didn't feel genuine. It felt like it was trying to be hard and difficult rather than challenging. And so even with the way the game's combat system is, the fact that I can't use both toggles to both aim and shoot. A good example would be when I was shooting the guys using the normal targeting system, the right stick doesn't work. And so the right stick is only there to use the first person camera view and to look around rather than to spin your camera. And so I had to fight the game along with trying to fight my enemies. And Clyde, the main character, already can't shoot for shit. And so it's not like San Andreas where you can kind of run around in circles and can still shoot your enemies because your character's aiming all the time. Clyde kind of does that, but it's not as intuitive and integral, and it doesn't flow as well, the combat as well. So I found myself not really even wanting to really fight anybody in this game either, because I know I'm either going to be running around in circles, not shooting my enemy because I don't want to stand still, or if I do stand still, there's a lot of people shooting at me from different directions. So it just felt like I was fighting against the game there. Not just that, but there are some missions I really did not like. All of Donald's missions are terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're absolutely terrible. They are not fun by any means. They're just hard. They're not challenging. There's a difference. They're just hard. The one where I had to get the guy across the water, that crooked cop across the water into the airport, I know the game tells me to find a different way to get to the airport, but it doesn't necessarily give me an open world map to where I can kind of make my own strategy of getting to the next island without the police knowing. And with the very low time count, again, I felt pressured. And so I feel like most people who play this game wouldn't even know kind of how to get back and forth on the islands without looking at a guide. And I feel like if a game does need a guide, for me, a guide can make or break, if you need it. A good example would be like Dark Souls 1. Like, I feel like you kind of need a guide in order to beat that game. And I feel like it kind of does add, you know what I mean? But in this particular game, and honestly, I really didn't even really like Dark Souls' need for a guide, because there's really not much direction in the game. I know, I get that's kind of a hot take, but for me, I wish there wasn't really. I wish I didn't feel like I needed one in order to play. So same thing kind of goes for here. For some people, it can make or break. So I know for some people, they're like, yes, I love the fact that I need a guide. It's like an extra curricular thing that I can use to, play the game and things like that, and I get that 100%. But unfortunately, for me, it just really didn't do it for me here. So I felt like it was needed. And so it didn't really feel right, because if the game would have given me an open world map, it would have been fine. Forgive me. I feel like I'm just talking in circles now. And then these last missions with Catalina and this other chick, these last few missions weren't really that bad, but they did feel like it needed to be done with such precision. So from a mission perspective, it started off great. I was having fun, and then I started having less fun. So much so, if the game was really fun, honestly, for me, I feel like I wouldn't have had to use cheat codes to further my way into the game. It feels like to me like my body just wanted to just not deal with the output of money I got as rewards for side missions, while also dealing with the fact that the game doesn't give me a full map to kind of properly strategize where I need to go and how I need to play. And that is a bad thing. Now granted, this is just my own opinion, and of course we give 3 scores always. We give a personal score, a casual audience score, and then a fan score. And of course my score is always going to be my own opinion, but I don't want to the reason why I give 3 scores is I don't want to undermine anyone else's opinion per se, and I want to make sure that I can give people a proper voice rather than just using mine and saying overall I'm right. So for me, with the way the world's designed, the way the game plays, the way the story has gone, the characters that I come across, and the graphics, the vehicle driving, the gunplay, the safe house system, pay and spray, ammunition, things like that. The game is really simple. but is extremely difficult and hard, and that is my issue with the game. And so for me, like an overall score, I don't really see myself going back to GTA 3 and actually playing this over again. That's like, and just like with my Spider-Man review that I said back when I played The Amazing Spider-Man 1, I said that one of the things that gives a game's extra points, or at least can give it a perfect score for me at 10 out of 10, would be if I actually want to go back and play it all the way through again, because the game is just that fun. And unfortunately, I don't see myself going back and actually playing the story mode all over again. Maybe I might pop this in to go on a quick rampage, you know what I mean, to just kind of fluff around with the mechanics of the police officers and using the FBI vehicles and doing the cop vigilante missions and the ambulance missions and stuff, which I know we didn't do like at all, but they're still in this game, and I've played it back when I was a kid, and it is really fun. I do like the vigilante missions, and I do like the ambulance missions and things like that, and even putting out fires as a firefighter. Like, this game has a lot going for it, and I don't want to give it its props specifically on its story mode. So for me, with everything accumulated together, and I'm not gonna lie, the addition of vigilante missions and taxi missions and like taking cars to the airport and things like that to, you know, as like extracurricular activities to make money and stuff, it does raise it up a full like 1.5 points for me. It really does, because there's so much to do in this game, and I was specifically focused on the campaign and none of the side quests or side missions. And the reason why I wasn't is because I kind of really don't like the gunplay too much and the gameplay that much. It doesn't really lend itself very well. And so for me personally, I'm gonna have to give Grand Theft Auto a 6.5 out of 10. It's a little bit above average. I get that that's a little low, and it is, but with everything that I've played in this game, it doesn't really feel good altogether. It doesn't. I did have fun. Don't get me wrong, I did, but at one point the game did drag, and I personally can't say that a game drags is, you know, worth, you know what I mean, playing again and worth singing praises about. I don't want to mince words. And so for me, just by the difficulty of the missions and it feels unfair. The fact that the missions feel unfair to me, and then like I said, the fact that I don't have a big map to look at, the fact that the combat is a little bit off, but I do like the extracurricular activities you can do in a game. There's a lot to do. It just doesn't feel right to do them because of the way the game is structured. It's the word I'm looking for. Its DNA isn't structured to fit all the cool stuff that they allow you to do in this game. That's what's holding it back the most. And so for me, it's a 6.5. It's definitely 6.5. Now, from a casual score, from people who just come into Grand Theft Auto, not really know much about video games, playing through the story, I don't believe that they're going to beat it, right? But I do believe the casual audience is going to, especially during this time period, right now in 2024, and even back in the day in 2003, I feel like they can really appreciate the game for what it actually is, and can really have a lot of fun, probably not beating the game, but definitely playing it. And so for me, since I know casual people do like very simple games, very simple game structures, and they're nowhere near as critical as someone like me who's played so many games, I'm gonna have to give the casual score definitely like around about a no, because I can see people who are casually playing this game absolutely enjoying it more than a 7.5. I'm gonna have to give it an 8 as a casual score. People are gonna sing praises about this game, you know, in around about 2003. Yeah, people were singing praises about the game, and very much so. It was definitely something that people really enjoyed, and they might not have been able to really grasp what makes this game special or anything, but they couldn't deny that what they were playing was something revolutionary to the gaming industry. And so I'm gonna have to, I can't give it a 7. That's just too low. I can't give it a 7.5 either. That's also too low. The casual audience, people who are just casually playing the game in this time period, it is definitely an 8. I would almost even give it an 8.5, honestly. But I feel like with the structures of the mission, since I believe they won't, a casual person aren't necessarily good at games, and they don't really get guides, so I don't really see them finishing and beating the game, but they are going to have fun with the mechanics of the game of getting chased by cops and things like that. Like I feel like they're gonna have such a great time playing this game, and so it's definitely an 8. And now for the fan score, people who have been following this series since the original top-down Grand Theft Auto days, I don't see how you couldn't enjoy this game. I really don't, especially if you're playing it with a guide, or you've played it like so many times, like 1,000 times through, and you know the city by heart, you know the dialogue by heart, you know the beats, and you know how to properly use the mechanics of the combat, and you like being a part of the world, and you just like the fact that this is the next step in the Grand Theft Auto. And I think original GTA fans might feel that this GTA 3 is very similar to how Fallout 1 and 2 evolved into Fallout 3, where it's like, it's not the top-down view that I'm used to, it's not all these things. But I feel like if you are a fan of the Grand Theft Auto series, that you're going to have so much fun with this, because it's such an iconic and revolutionary game that there's no way you can't have fun with it. So for me, coming from a perspective of a fan, I honestly have to give this, I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10. I really don't, because I feel like even fans wouldn't say it's perfect, because it's not. But I will give it the highest possible score that isn't, you know what I mean, completely there. And I will give it a 9.5 for even fans of this game, because I feel like even they can come up with the fact that, yes, this game isn't, its mechanics doesn't work perfectly, but it's definitely one of the best games, most revolutionary games in the franchise itself, that really pushed GTA 4 and GTA Vice City, and even made the iconic and legendary San Andreas. This game crawled, you know what I mean, so the other games could run, you know. And I feel like just from that perspective of knowing how revolutionary this game is and how important this game is to the Grand Theft Auto series as a whole, like, this was the biggest step. There's no way that the points don't go up because of this, the revolutionary parts that they were able to put this into a 3D world. And so I'm gonna have to give it a 9.5 from a fan's perspective, because how could they not like appreciate this game? And so for me, that is how I believe the scoring should be. Mine's is a 6.5, casual audience 8, and then a fan of the series who loves the Grand Theft Auto series with all their heart, it's a 9.5, because even they can see that there's obvious issues with the game. They couldn't call it perfect. I couldn't see that, but I don't see them giving it a 9, because I feel like it's above a 9 for anyone who's been really loving this game. I can see this garnering many fans, which it has, and it keeping those fans with the iconic look of the character, the I don't give a shit attitude of the video game itself, the soundtrack, everything about this game. And believe me, I love the soundtrack. It's one of the best soundtracks like in video gaming in terms of like radio music, mainly because most of it's original, you know. But again, I'm also giving my score based off of replayability, and a fan could replay this all day, and I understand that too, because a lot of these missions are very iconic, but there's always going to be that, oh, now I got to do this mission kind of attitude, you know, because I feel like not everything can be solved. But again, like I said, since this game does sport cheat codes and things like that, it's just makes it so much more easier to play, so much more enjoyable to be a part of, and fans are going to absolutely love to just find every nuanced small thing in this game. The ice cream truck that's in the game, you can, if you stop on the road, because there's an ice cream truck in this game. I forgot exactly what it was called, but if you get the ice cream truck and you actually drive next to the pedestrians, they'll actually walk up to your car as you're driving the ice cream truck and then walk away from it like they bought an ice cream. There's also like prostitution. I didn't do it, but if you can actually honk your horn and a prostitute would get into the car, and if you go to like an alleyway or somewhere quiet, the car is shake because you guys are having sex, and then you'll get a boost in your health. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of things in this game that I know they're going to appreciate. And for me, I don't find those things to be that much interesting when I don't like the rest of the game. I feel like side stuff is only pushed up by the way the core game actually works. And so for me, I don't feel like the core game is really that good, but it doesn't mean I don't appreciate everything this game has offered me. And so, like I said, 6.5 for me. I don't want to put it at a 7 because I feel like that's way too high, but it's not a 6 or a 5 because I feel like that's way too low. So I'm gonna get that middle ground. And like I said, just to reiterate, casual fans are going to know that it's good, but they won't finish the game, but they'll still have fun and they're not going to forget it, especially in 2003. I mean, look where we are now in life. So there's no way it can be below an 8. But I don't see them being a fan because they're casual audiences and giving it a 9 or 10 and wanting to explore the entire game. But fans definitely are going to tear this game apart with how much content's in this game. And so that is my post-credit review for GTA 3. I really enjoyed playing this game, even though my score is a little low. There's some parts I didn't enjoy, but the overall experience has been a great one. This is my first time beating it all the way through. And so it's just, this has been an experience, and I'm really happy I can actually tick this off the box of games that I've never beat that I can actually put on to ones that I beat. When we come back, we're definitely going to be hitting some more games that I feel like you guys are really going to enjoy. But the spirit of this channel is we're going to play games on here that I feel I like, you know, and games that I want to play. And so that way you guys can get me in the best light that you can get me in. And if there's a game we don't really enjoy, I might play it all the way through. We will see, but it's mostly based around games that I'm interested in and really want to play. And of course, I try my best to be as honest as I can, even if it does offend people, because I don't want to lose myself in being too corporate or being too disingenuous. You know what I mean? Because if I can't be genuine here on my own channel, then who am I? You know what I mean? And I just hope that we can all enjoy all of my failures and successes here as we play these new games we're going to be playing moving forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough of GTA 3. I hope to see you guys in the next playthrough. You guys have all of the comments and support, the likes on the videos and stuff, things I'm not even asking for. Just understand you guys mean so much to me, and it has been like an impossible feeling just knowing how much support that I do have just by playing games that you guys love so much, you know, which is why I always give 3 scores, just so I can respect everyone, you know what I mean? So I hope you guys enjoyed. I appreciate the support. It means the fucking world to me. And I know that sounds very stereotypical, but it really does, because I'm a nobody. And so when somebody makes me feel like a somebody, it makes me feel that much better. So you guys have a good rest of your day or night, depending on which side of the world you guys are on, and we'll be back with another playthrough of another legendary game very shortly.